We're going to introduce the control of color loads within Equinox, and that's both full color as well as color temperature modifications. So if we go into the lighting widget or lighting view, you'll notice that one difference with the EQ41 from the 73 is that I don't see my full room control on the left at the same time that I see my individual zone controls on the right. I can go in between the two, and that's what these icons above are indicating. So full room, I have my slider, I have a few other controls here, and then I have the ability as well to address the individual zones. But let's go back to the all room control, and you'll notice now that in addition to our intensity slider, we have a few other icons here. I'm going to introduce what those are. If we click on the palette here, what we see is control for full color or lighting loads, and then also down below we have a slider for color temperature. So as we make this adjustment, and both of these, just like the intensity, are live adjustments. So let's say that we wanted to retain the values that we set here and save them for later use. So let's say I wanted to do 4900 Kelvin and keep that. So you notice a little plus button up here. If we tap that, it saves it down to the swatches here. We'll see that in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more. So let's add a 2700 Kelvin, and let's add a 4100 Kelvin. Okay, now you can see when we tap on the swatch below that here are those values that we've saved, and we can actually tap on those and we can recall those. And we can also use these in scenes, which I'll show in another video. If these are not in the order that you want them to be, you can tap on the cog wheel there and you can sort these in the order that you want them. If there's one you want to delete, you can tap on the trash can and that would delete that. Okay, the full palette control, the slider on the left is to change the hue. And once we have a hue selected, over here we have a plane where we have the x-axis representing saturation, low to high, and intensity, low to high. So as we move this around, we get live variation of both of those values. Once we get a value that we want, if we want to save that, we'll do the same thing as we did before. So tap on that, and that will get saved to our swatches. And I'll just do some different hues, maintaining the same saturation and intensity, just for demonstration. And then we can look at the swatches there. And if you wanted to sort those, you could sort them in the same manner. If you want to delete them, you can delete them in the same manner using that gear icon. So if we were to look at an individual load, if that individual load doesn't have any of the characteristics that can be controlled, then it will not show up that control. So in this case, where the color codes don't have any color temperature abilities, they do have they have the ability for full color control, and so the palette shows up. But that's it. If we go to the generals, they don't have the full color capability, but they do have color temperature. So the controls that are going to show up are going to be specifically dependent on the nature of those lighting loads.